still got Jake posting our videos that's on Twitter, man.
With the algorithms that YouTube is adjusted with, a lot of times they're not going to let, if you have a kid type page, they're not going to be able to click on no something serious like this.
Yeah.
You know, the way they got it, they're trying to keep it from, depending on what you click on, you're not going to click on it. But guess what? Every eye is going to see it like the brother quote.
Yeah, the Most High is going to make you watch it, man.
It's Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Yeah, it says thine eyes shall see thy teachers, man. So whether it be by way of the unicorn, because that's really what the scripture is going into. You know, whether it be by the way of the unicorn, or whether you just accidentally, even though that you don't know that the Most High made you purposely walk past the camp, man. You know? But you're gonna know, man. You're gonna know that the men of Yahweh Shai were on the highways and hedges in every major city in America, man, and throughout the world, man. You're gonna hear of the warning.
And this is the reason why the scriptures say to go out there, go out there and achieve the chief place of concourse. You want to go out to the gates of the city, or the openings of the city, or basically where you get the most traffic. You know, you go into the studies, different places like back in Rome and Greece. A lot of public spectacles and debates and stuff like that. And it's basically when the prophets went out to speak. It was actually like in what you would consider like your downtown area.
City Hall.
City Hall, you know, where the courthouses are, where the markets are. You know,
playing the game. That's why.
That's where you went out to speak to the people. When you made a public announcement to the people. You know? That's how it was back then.
Make sure that everybody could hear it, man. But that everybody could see the message. Which is exactly what the Most High is doing now.
You say so everyone can hear the message, because we're not just going to the ghettos where we know Jake is at. This is for all the world to hear, because Jake is scattered amongst all the heathen nations. Because you got confusion in the face walk by the camp. Israelite foreigners. So. You know, all those ignorant ass niggas that say, "Oh, why don't y'all go to the hood?" Or no,
one body and hell shot.
Yeah.
That guy.
Hey, well, the same niggas that's doing or saying that, hey man, you can continue to do that, man. Well, as the apostles say, how many fruit meet for repentance are you bringing out of that, man?
Exactly.
Because you're knocking on people's doors. That's not changing Jake. The Jake that you knocking their doors on, they're not coming out to the camp. They're not in the camp prophesying. Hey, how much work are y'all putting up, man? You know? It is bigger than that, man. Everybody has to hear this. Everybody. You know, whether you're an Israelite or not, man. You gonna hear, you gotta know of the coming destructions, man.
Hey, I got you. Let me back you up. This is Isaiah 34, verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth from others.
God, man. It says let the earth hear, man. I mean, that's going into all the people, man. It's not just a hotel that so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So with you just doing that, are you telling future nations are you telling nations their judgment, man?
Yeah.
Are you gonna
from
tell
the hood?
Yeah. God, how are you gonna
You're
tell?
teaching on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
You said D Street.
and D Street.
God.
But you know, you only get crackheads and
winos,
Yeah,
gangbangers.
and getting into confrontations, man.
Yeah, they ain't trying to listen to you. Hey, Apostle called a bunch of ghetto scholars. That got that prison knowledge and shit.
And you know, Jake,
you gonna waste time dealing with Jake like that.
You can't go down there and talking to Jake like that. Jake is too emotional.
Yeah.
You know, Jake wanna fight and go back home and get the heat and man,
go get his homies.
Yeah, there's a sense of security that Jake has. Jake got to be humble about what he is.
Oh yeah.
So if you cut Jake through the scriptures and show him that he's believing a lie, you show him the truth, he can get emotional because he right there, he don't want to be looked like a fool in front of his peers.
So you tell me my gun, my pen, all that shit.
You gonna get all hurt, you know what I mean? Like, but out here, it's like, damn, I'm on neutral ground.
Yeah.
And on top of that, man, hey, you can't make an excuse, man. If you want the word, you gonna go wherever to get it. You know, the nearest camp next to you, you gonna find them, man. You know, you can't make the excuse, oh man, they 30 minutes away. So you gonna allow 30 minutes of driving to stop you from getting salvation? For real?
Hey, he said sounds crazy, but
yeah,
Jake will, let something like that determine salvation or not for them.
And a lot of times the Jakes don't say, "Oh, why y'all ain't teaching no hood?" They're not doing nothing, man. They don't have no works. They're not putting up no videos, man. You know, they're not walking and being not only a hero but a doer of the word.
Yep. This is Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Kind, because really, man, hey, it's going into the first fruits, you know, the Alahayim, which are the first fruits, man, the elect. You know, because before, like as the scripture say, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, man. Hey, because really, hey, going back to the book of Genesis, hey, when it says, goes into the word God, man, it goes into the word gods, meaning powers, goes into Alahayim, man. So with the beings or the spirits of the men that created, that helped create the world, man, and the things that we see today.
And I want to back up what he was prophet to the nation, man. You got to prophesy to everybody. You know that the Most High dealing with Israel. Because we're being out there prophesying to Pharaoh, when we prophesy to Nebuchadnezzar and those other Babylonian prophesying to those kids. You know, we got high positions because they get to know the judgment as well. Nebuchadnezzar got a heavy judgment, right?
Yeah, interpreting dreams.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, that's a heavy power, man. Because the scriptures speak about that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua only deals with the nation of Israel. So if there's a message that a heathen is trying to understand, pretty much they gotta come to us. There's power in that. Like this dream is bugging you out, and your witches and warlocks and prognosticators can't break it down. You gotta come to Israel.
Nah, bro, because really, like you said, the prophets were seen in a higher respect and regards than the king, man. Because the king needed the prophets, man. You know, he couldn't move correctly or move how he needed to without him, like you said, his dreams.
Who did Saul go to when he saw that his power got snapped?
Samuel.
He contributed.
To raise Saul from the dead, because I mean, the spirit of Samuel to the dead, from dead to because he's like, hey, you used to be up with them. Prophecy, man, what's going on? I know what you like that for. But tough him out and showed him what the truth was. I got a quick Jeremiah chapter 66, verse 16. Isaiah 66, 16. It says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all men.
Hey, and the nation, everybody got to do this, man. Hey, because ultimately, if you're not of the nation of Israel, and most importantly, the elect of the nation of Israel, hey, then you're going to taste of this second death, man. You're going to taste of that fire, man. Hey, and everybody got to hear that. Hey,
that's proclaiming the judgment of the Lord. Yeah, because you basically making the declaration that, hey, listen up, all you nations. Our Lord, all right, who you really call God, which his name is Yahweh, all right, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. When he comes back, he's coming back to judge you. He's coming back to kill you people. That's like basically like a threat. Like, so God is coming to kill us. That's some serious shit to think about it.
And that's why we can't just be only in the hood. Because there's more work and there's more judgments and more proclamations, like the brother said. They got to go to all nations, just not your question they get in the hood. Man.
Yeah, you're really holding back the words of y'all by Shimon Shai, by only telling Jake, man.
I got a pre. This is Ezekiel 3 and 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me.
Give them warning. Hey, get right, humble down. Particularly for our people, but also these other nations need to know, hey, when I show up, when my son shows up, we need to humble down when he show up. And they're going to act like it, but then what they're going to do, they're going to get their fight. They're still going to want to fight.
Yeah, because really, I mean, we're giving warning to Israel while we also telling the nations, nah, you just prepare to get fucked up.
Get the done data, you know?
That's what we're saying. Like, hey, for you on this side, you still got a chance, man. You know, you still got the chance to hurry up and get yourself together, man. Amend your ways, repent. But as far as the rest of the nations, hey, the Lord's coming back to dethrone you, man. Take you out of power. Well, you don't have necks, man. You Chinese, that's why the Lord is jacking y'all up. 'Cause y'all don't have necks, man. Those Russians, the Lord is raising them up so that they can be used to destroy the beast in America, but they ain't got necks either. Because Yahushua is going to destroy Gog and Magog as well. So that's part of us, announcing the judgment to the other nations too. We gotta let them know that, hey, we're not only are we the children of Israel, but we also the only children that you're gonna worship Yahushua. All right, you're gonna bow to his men. You're gonna bow to the government that the Lord's gonna have instituted. The government that's gonna be upon his shoulders. That's the elect, man. The law is gonna go forth out of Zion from that high mountain. We're gonna have the next hegemony. These nations gotta hear that. This current monetary system, the global economy, that shit's gonna be done away with.
When you go into Revelation 18 chapter, what they talk about, how the nations are kind of pissed. Of course, they're like, damn, this dude was talking about America. Yeah, she was fucking everything up, but we was making good money with it. They were drinking that wine of fornication with America. They love being in bed with America. They made good progress in money. They were getting half the deals were getting, double crossed on, but they still was doing good.
And Yahushua gonna come and fuck their money.
Yep.
Yeah.
None of y'all finna eat.
He's already fucking their money up
Y'all been
in
eating
China.
off this whore. Y'all ain't finna eat no more.
You got to put the spirit on Trump to break all his deals. You have to break his deals. All of them, bro. He's fucking all of them, bro. All the allies,
His own allies.
Like he's putting taxes on everybody. Turning everybody against him.
Because they got to. That thick clay. Yeah, Trump is pretty much doing what he knows that America has to do to even have a shot to remain a superpower.
Yeah.
Because America is the top superpower in this kingdom. So Trump is like, what? America's going trillions and trillions of dollars in the debt. Like there has to be a line drawn in the sand for this place just not to crumble from the inside out.
But him doing that, he doesn't fully understand that the Lord is making him move the way he's moving, man. The scriptures say that the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord, and he turned it whithersoever way he will, man. Meaning what, man? The Lord is still orchestrating all this, regardless of whether people believe it or not.
This is Psalms 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High.
Now this scripture is going into the prophecy of the unicorn, man, which you know as the World Wide Web or the internet.
And the firmament show of his handiwork. Day unto day utter speech, and night unto night show of knowledge.
Yep, day unto day moving away. Hey, because you have men of Yahweh shot that are doing their videos and they're posting the work, man. And whether since you have brothers in every nation, man, or every part of the world, whether you be here in America, whether you be in Britain, whether you be in the islands, you have, and with these different current time zones, hey, brothers that may be sleeping here in the United States may be awake in Jamaica, man. Other brothers may be awake in Suriname, man. Other brothers may be awake in Britain, man, in the UK. So it says day unto day, night unto night, uttered speech, man. Uttered the words of the Heavenly Father.
I'm just going to back you up, back off what you're saying. Like, over here, it may be 2-3 o'clock over here, but it's a different time zone somewhere else. It's the middle of the night over here. But they can still watch this video live. At the same time and be in the moment. And vice versa. That's important to get it fresh in the spirit like that.
Man, it's beautiful how the Lord has it set up. It really is like the church is global. So anytime a branch of the church is streaming live, you can watch. Basically, you basically have a church service from where you at. It's like you're right there. Listening to the prophets. You can just tune in, check into the prophets as they're live. That's how the Lord set it up, so that the world can be pushed abroad to gather in the elect from the four corners of the earth. This is the ultimate way the Lord has his elect being gathered from the east to the west. It's by this word going out. You notice The apostles don't have to go out and catch flights to these other places to set up camps. Like Nate is big, he doing big right now in Africa. But how long has he been out there? But you got brothers.
No, I am.
Hey, but at the same time, we got brothers out there. None of us ain't never stepped foot over there. That's because we let the Psalm 19 work. We're letting that prophecy work. It's doing the work for us. I mean, it started in New York and then it just branched off all over the station. See? And then over the ocean, over the Atlantic, over the Pacific. You know, that's power, man.
Psalms 19 and 3. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Thank God, man. It says there's no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. And because here in the States, like the brother said, they speak English, man. Hey, but you got brothers in South America that speak Spanish. You know, you got brothers in, you got a brother that's doing lessons in sign language, man. You know, it's not, hey, the Apostle Gabar, he just did a lesson in Italian, man. You know, you got brothers that speak brothers that are multilingual, that are pushing out lessons in languages that Jake can hear, man, that Jake can understand.
Yep.
You know, hey, you got brothers over there in Germany, you know, and they're speaking in that tongue over there, man.
And you got a brother in the Netherlands somewhere. They speaking like Dutch or something.
Yeah. And so, hey,
We got brothers in Africa.
Done.
I heard a brother in I want to say somewhere in Asia, where he's calling
Like
a name.
like a Thailand.
Thailand, yeah. They calling on the name in Mandarin.
Yeah,
I think, you know.
So it says there's
Robert's
no
not
language, no speech where their voice is not heard, man. Hey, because, hey, as the passage, the scripture we brought up, man, hey, whatever the Most High, hey, plan for us to do, hey, it's going to be done through the Spirit. You know, the word being pushed on this heavy vibration, and the way it's being pushed, it's going to continue, man.
Get a picture of this, Acts chapter 2. You got that for me, brother? Acts 2 and 5?
I got you.
Because this is an example of this happening before. All right? Well, everybody's out to hear the word, but it took the Spirit to hit the men to speak in other tongues. Okay? Well, you can hit Google Translate on these videos too. Oh, get the subtitles.
Captions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Captions in another language. Okay?
25 and 1?
Acts 2 and 5.
Prophecy in Isaiah, with stammered lips and another tongue shall I speak to this people.
Acts 25 and 2.
No, chapter 2, verse 5.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think you said 25. I know exactly where you're going. Acts 2 and 2. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting.
Now, does that mean that because we have the internet, the brothers in different languages doing it, that we won't get that same spirit to put the different tongues on us? No, that still can pass. The difference is, though, we don't have to catch it the same way. Everybody have to come to the same place to get it. Okay, but it's still showing that the purpose of the Most High is still being fulfilled. Either way. All right, go ahead.
And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire. And it sat upon each of them, and they were filled with the Holy Spirit and begun to speak with their other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance.
Yeah, we just gave them utterance to speak in different languages. Okay, so they can, what he's about to say, go ahead.
And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation.
Now here's the difference. Out of every nation.
Under heaven.
That's why we have to preach it to everybody. Yeah. We can't be stuck in the hood. We have the different languages have to be heard, but it's still our people that were scattered to get the word out.
Like you have Israelite foreigners that's of the elect, man.
That's right.
And they gonna look like his nation.
That's what I'm saying.
And they not never look.
Right.
You know?
How much crazier is that? How does he trying to speak to me about, about my God? It's his God too. He don't look like it's his God, but it is. How do you know? Because he's speaking to you in that other language. But the real oracles in Most High is about to say that, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make sense if the scriptures say that you're going to have a great multitude out of every kindred, out of every tongue and nation. That's going to basically, put on that immortal clothing, put on the white robes.
Yeah.
These are all Israelites coming from all walks of life, from among all these other nations where they were scattered, man. So of course they learn another language. They wherever they at, that's the language that they speak.
Does everybody speak the same
Dialect?
yeah, I'm gonna say slang, but I really have the same what's the other word? Like Southern drawl, what's the other one?
Dialect?
It's
Like I think it might be
accent.
that accent.
Yeah,
Like
it's the word accent.
like Northerners, Southerners.
Yeah, some people got different accents, but so in different words that mean other things. Like over there in the UK, they use a lot of it's still English, but it sounds different.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
But everybody gets to hear it in the way that's familiar to them. Yeah. Go ahead, I want you to kind of read through the list and then we'll go right back.
And now when this noise was abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
From whatever nation they were from.
They were living in, right?
Yeah.
And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Because they could visually see that they were from Israel, from Galilee, in northern Israel. Well, now you don't get to see that because the internet does it differently now. The unicorn is working in a different way. Okay, they actually get to live in those lands. They don't have to make the trek to the land, then get the spirit to speak it. They just stand where they at with the power of the unicorn, speaking it in different languages. And whether, like America's a great melting pot. So you can be over in America right before the camp, learn the word, or catch the internet with the word, and then speaking in that language to somebody back in the country that you used to be from, you get it. But they'll get it because of the spirit. Okay, the spirit is still at work.
Hey, and amongst our people, even amongst the tribes, even though they all spoke Hebrew, they did have different accents.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if y'all remember that account, I think it was in Judges, when Ephraim got into it with the tribes.
Yeah.
And then,
About pronunciation.
and it was a particular word that they had to pronounce. And if you said it a certain way, that's how they would know. It was Ephraim.
Right.
Say this word. I think it was
I remember that. I don't remember the word.
a fibboleth or a shibboleth or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they would say a shibboleth.
Yeah.
Like, no, you Ephraim, we gotta kill your ass. But that was, we was at war with each other, but that goes to show you even within the tribes, we had different dialects, different pronunciations. And I believe the language of the Galileans, you had the Hebrew, but you also had the Aramaic as well. They spoke Aramaic in that language.
Rome was a little further up too.
Yep.
So it got blended in a little bit. As much as you want, that was kind of the point. But
I go through the nations, And verse 8, and how here we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers of Mesopotamia.
Yeah, I think it's scattered. They gotta hear it. All people gotta hear it. Just made me say that only 5% of our people scattered amongst these nations. The other nations get the judgment too. They get to hear the prophecy as well. But we're fishing while they're getting their judgment. We're fishing for those that's of the elect within their nation that's scattered. Okay, does that mean that there's not 2/3 of the other nation? Yeah, there's probably 2/3 of the nation too. Scattered in the other nations as well. Right?
I wouldn't be surprised if, because there is even remnants of our people that are even amongst those Amalekites. So some brothers might know Yiddish just to be able to speak that language that they can understand. You know? Of course they don't speak the Lashon HaKodesh. Not everybody's gonna be able to understand that. So yeah, man. Go ahead.
Dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and in Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, Phrygia, Pamphylia, in Egypt and in parts of Libya and Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Crates and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of the Most High.
Wonderful works of the Most High. They gotta hear what it is. And you see, if they call them devout, then they call them the wonderful works. It's only wonderful unto the Israelites.
Yeah.
It's not wonderful unto the heathen nations. Okay? So don't try to act like the heathen can make it, but also we have to still understand that our people are scattered amongst those people. Okay, but everybody's got to hear. That's just how you play the whole situation. Are you just gonna fish in one corner of a pond, or you gonna do big fish? You gonna go to the big ocean? That's on y'all. You have to get that. I just want to bring that out about the different languages. The spirit is still moving that way.
All right, continue on. Psalms 19 and 4. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. And them have you set a tabernacle for the sun.
So the line is going out all throughout the earth, man. And that's the lines of the World Wide Web, man. You know, those what you call, like when they saw a picture of the globe, you know, they got like
Like satellites too. That's like the line, like the direct line.
the connection.
That's a frequency. From satellite to satellite.
Circuit.
Circuit. But it's in the airways now. Because I remember a breakdown I heard years ago. It was like with when you hook up the DSL or the phone line to get the internet. It used to be that way. It was literally a line that you had to plug in. Then you were online.
Yeah. Yeah, like the fun. That's like before Wi-Fi, you had to actually internet.
I got something done with. It's Romans 10, and I'll start at 14 and we'll read down to 18. It says, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? That means that, each brother that's meant to hear it, despite whatever dialect or language they speak, the Lord's going to raise up a prophet that speaks the language of those individuals so they can hear the truth. Faith coming by hearing the word being preached. It says, verse 15, it says, and how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who have believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily their sound went into all the earth, and their words are unto the ends of the world.
How did it do that? The World Wide Web. Okay? It's a web of information and frequencies pushing out these videos, these audios, all the way across the world where you can get this word.
I'm slacking. Imagine if they had the internet back 2,000 years ago when Paul was on the scene.
Right.
You think that he'd be going through shipwreck and
His faith really got tested like that.
Back then he had to travel on the horse.
Horse, boat,
or on the road, or he had to catch boats, sail over to islands to preach the word. He went on this journey, and it was a dangerous journey, man. He had a lot of encounters on the way to certain churches. In certain churches he couldn't even get to because Satan was hindering. So that's why, since I can't make it, I'm gonna just send the word out to you. I'm gonna write it in the form of a letter. So you still got the word. If you didn't get to see him face to face, well, hey, you got something to read. You getting the word on paper. You know, hey, we got the scriptures. We read his epistles to this very day. A lot of people wrestle with it too because they don't understand what he was trying to say.
I'm pretty sure he wrote those epistles in the language that was that in
It was
those
mainly in Greek.
Greek, yeah,
Because that was the predominant language
Exactly.
at that time. You know, under the Roman Empire, it was Greeks. That's why all those different people that Paul was saluting, they all had Greek names. You know, Lucas, that's
Sign,
that's
the
Greek.
sign fell.
Demons. You know, Tertius, who helped actually write the epistle to the Church of Rome. That's a Greek name.
The rain's job is to do what? Bring forth light. Life, man. You know,
Wait.
it comes down out of the sky and does what?
Brother.
Waters the ground, and that water fertilizes. That water
facing
helps
us. It's facing me.
feed those plants, which then bring forth life and help men, man, because we eat it.
that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
God, and with us being the voice of the Most High, He told us to do what? He told us to come out here and be on the highways and hedges and to bring forth out His word, man, to everybody, man, no matter what nation you are, and to tell our people that they need to get right or they will be judged, and to tell the heathen that, hey, that they will be judged, man. You know?
I know you got something to out here, Doug. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. You know, we're speaking about the internet. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. And what time we living in? We're living in the end times. All right, the last days. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
And how's the knowledge being increased with that internet? Now somebody can learn something and post it. Hey, I seen the gospel, and it wasn't 3 hours. This video had like over 2,000 views. Like that fast. That's how fast you can learn on the internet. Somebody posts something, you got millions of subscribers. Somebody can post something, and then you got that information just that fast. As soon as it go up, people clicking on it already, learning what you just discovered or what the Spirit just gave you. You know, that fast, that instant. It's like that now.
Yeah, everything is within a click. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a Google click. You just, you type something and you click information right there.
Everybody got a smartphone, so ain't no excuse.
And it's beautiful that the Most High did it too, especially with this generation. Everybody is so, they want instant gratification, man. Everything is so instantaneous. You know, whether it be a food or fast food or fast meals or microwave. Hey, but the Most High is making the same. You want a fast food, a quick meal. Hey, digest His word. Click on YouTube, go to the app. Hey, look at His videos, man.
It's so easy now.
Yeah.
Like when we use these Bible apps, you can just do a word search.
Yeah.
The scriptures just pop up right there. Back then, let's go back to when they just had the scrolls. Hey, niggas, they gotta roll it out, and they gotta pull out the magnet, the glass and shit. They gotta look. You know what I'm saying? They gotta flip like, and it wasn't broken down in chapters and verses.
No,
It was just straight like words.
Yeah, a little fun fact. You know, the internet was created by an Israelite from Nigeria named Philip E. Mungwala. All right, it was an Israelite.
Most High, hey, like you said earlier, if you want to get the word, the prophecy, you got to go through the gate. We're the form of all things as well.
This is why Esau, which Rockefeller said it, we should have never invented the internet. Because it's so much is coming out on the internet that
The tongue falling on themselves.
the internet is how Esau got exposed to how he's the man of sin.
And there's so much stuff on the internet that Esau put up, thinking that it couldn't be never used against him. You know, documents, like those slave manifests, you know, all types of stuff on the internet where men of the Lord, we bring it out and do a lesson on it. You know, prophesy on it, show edification. And Esau never expected that. Esau never expected us to wake up to who we are, to our true nationality.
Yeah, he made us be killed for reading, and a lot of our people still can't read, but just enough of us, and the Spirit itself got us waking up to it. Even though we can hear it, because we ain't got to go back and read the scrolls ourselves in whatever language, we can hear other brothers speaking in a dialect that we understand, the slang that we understand. I got something like that.
I got something too.
We talk about tongues as well. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 21. In the law it is written, with men of other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people, and yet for all that will they not hear me, said the Lord Yahweh. Yep. No matter. I think that was quoted. Isaiah 28. It says with another tongue.
Yeah, he read that too.
No, he quoted it.
Oh, he quoted it.
But yeah, but the same thing, but yet they will not do that. They will not hear it. They won't hear the prophet. But there won't be an excuse. Right? There's a little more. It says, but for tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them that believe. So they can hear it. So those that believe can hear it. It's a sign, like how, like even the book of Acts, where I had to go to read the book of Acts. That was so the men could hear the word, but it was a sign to those that didn't believe. Like, yeah, how are these men speaking this? Aren't they all Galileans? But when brothers see stuff like the brothers the word is sign language, man, that's a sign. Whether we believe it or not. Especially to those that don't believe. Man, he said, we just sign language, how about you know, son? Wow. Okay, but the point is there won't be an excuse if you didn't get it, because in every language, every tongue, every place, this word is going out. So you're gonna if you don't get this, you're gonna deserve the judgment you get.
I got to read.
I got it.
Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. And then shall the end come.
Right. Going back to what you read, basically it was for a sign, right? So that they could believe, right? Well, the prophets are signs of the end. This is Isaiah 8 and 18. It says, behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel. For the Lord of hosts which dwelleth in Mount Zion.
We're a sign. We walk out here with the signs and we post up. The people who drive by and see, they don't have to know what we're talking about, but you know there's something serious going on. Even if you for a split second it's a sideshow, you look a little deeper, it's clearly that this is not a game. But they still sit to right. What happens when most people walk past? Probably about to happen right now. We laugh at all of the people, and then all of a sudden it gets solid. It's serious. Yeah.
I guess
That was it,
this is Jeremiah 6 and 26. O daughter of my people, this is the message that we're going out with too. Just like the brother's going into how it may appear something to the naked eye, but when you actually begin to dig a little deeper and actually inspect it, you understand this is serious. Like we out here putting forth the gospel, but with the gospel, it's also bad news to a lot of people. Yeah. This is Jeremiah 6 and 26. O daughter of my people, gird thee with sackcloth and wallow thyself in ashes.
That's state of mourning.
Make thee mourning as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us. And this is a precursor. Like, the Spirit be on us to prophesy, and it comes with a certain level of boldness at times, but at the same time, we saying, really, we in a state of mourning. Us being out here and us putting this gospel is really an extension of mourning, because we understand that we've fallen as a people. We understand that we low. We understand even with the hell and everything that we catch it because we are base. Because Lord willing, if we are those men, especially if we of the 144,000, we were the very same spirits that were creating the heavens and the earth and everything in it, along with Yahweh Shai. But here it is, we brought down to such a low point in this state, in this condition, that all we can do is really mourn until send Yahweh Shai back to save us, man. Jeremiah 6:27. I have set thee for a tower and for a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their way. See, even with that, we're on a tower because we're watchmen and we have a certain spiritual perspective. But Lord willing, we also are becoming made a fortress because of what? We have the understanding of the Holy Scriptures, and we have an understanding in the sermon of the times that whatever we have as far as the understanding and that wisdom and that spirit is going to be valuable enough that, Lord willing, we'll be able to be those men who bring forth back for repentance and bring it back to the bride, bring it back to Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, like you said, fortress, right? And you use the word in there, wisdom. For knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of that time, like a fortress to hold it down the temple. Wisdom is going to do that.
Keep it stable.
Stable.
Yeah, stability is stable.
Yeah.
One more verse. Jeremiah 6:28. They are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters. Because even with that, like, we got all this knowledge and understanding given to us by the Holy Spirit, but we also understand how wicked our people are. That's why we're like, yo, this is what you need to be running to. You need to understand this, because in this lies everything.
They're like, man, I got to get this money. Like, we trying to show you how to get the money.
Yeah, this is the money.
This is the money. Yeah, all right, they thinking about greenbacks. You know, I don't mean to cut you off. But you got to
That's the brother made a point, man. I believe
This is Jeremiah 6:27. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their way. Jeremiah 6:26. O daughter of my people, gird thee with sackcloth and wallow thyself in ashes. Make thee mourning as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us.
The brother made a point saying, man, even with us out here, hey, that's going to show you that what, man, we're in a state of hope. Hey, because what, man, it's garments represent our garments, sackcloth, man. Because what? We're tired of the wickedness that's happening within the world, man. You know, so we're prophesying against it.
we know that a lot of bad got to come first. So we have to mourn. We want to say, beware your children. Because when those that Isaiah 47, that one said that beware your children, or something like that.
Second Ezra 16, the second verse. War to Babylon, Asia, for your children.
Can I hit this?
Hey, when you think about it though, like the prophets, before they went out there and they spoke to the people, the Lord basically showed them in a vision what he was going to do. And when they saw that visual, when they saw the preview, that shit wasn't pleasant, man. That shit have you grieve, man. You would bug out.
That's why he said what he said. Woe is me, man. Who's going to deliver me and those?
You seeing babies getting snatched up, or you seeing people dying of starvation. You seeing people getting slain with the sword, women crying, getting raped. You seeing all type of stuff, man. Animals running wild, ripping people. You saw a lot of gory images of people literally dying, and it's like you're in it.
And in advanced society.
Yeah.
And so airplanes and shit,
if you wake up from a vision like that, are you gonna be happy? Are you gonna be in that mirthful spirit?
You're gonna be scared, man.
You're gonna be afraid, man.
Saw 7-Eleven and shit on fire,
Yeah. And then you got to go out there and actually speak what you just saw.
Yeah.
And the people gonna be like, what?
Like, they gonna think you bugged out.
So you saw a glittering spear. Yeah, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You saw a flying arrow that went from one side of the earth to the other.
Okay.
All right.
And it devoured everything.
That's just like
It's like they tripped off of Noah
bro, that's the spirit, bro. That's the spirit.
for preaching about the rain.
Yeah.
It never rained. That never happened.
It's going to be the water of Noah.
Water from the heavens.
Okay, sure. Let us know when it comes.
You mean like in this glass?
And it didn't make it any better when they were speaking in similitude.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
they were using certain phraseologies that compared to the things that they, understood at that time.
It's funny because it's the opposite now. They just didn't believe it. Now, we got to break down the similitude. Try to find out what the similitude really means.
Basically, you got to have the spirit. You got to have the spirit to break that down.
Yeah, quick. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." And that goes back to what you were reading. The fact that we can see, but they don't want to. They still not going to get right.
Yeah.
They still don't believe. They're still going. I forgot the list of what they said they was going. Corruptors and all of that. I forgot the words that was right there in that list. Grievous revolters, you know. It says,
Those grievous revolters, that's the men who come against prophets, come against the truth. That's the that's the pedophile camp. They're camp of rapists. Bunch of deadbeats.
That nigga Nate called us
Homolites.
derelict camp. Yeah.
Those are revolters right there. You got the 2/3 that follow vocab, his ministry, that come up against the ministry. Right there on the live stream, helping him promote to the world that we're terrorists, that we're anti-Semitic terrorists, looking to kill every so-called Jew in America. Those are grievous revolters right there. They would love for the prophets to be put to death.
They put the prophets to death in the ancient world. And they're back in their lot today. Everyone has a lot. It's like we're going into how this is the Most High's movie. Everyone has their role in this movie. The scoffers got your role, the prophets, Esau got their role, and it's going to all play out. But we already know who's going to win. We already know the ending. We know the climax. We just, hoping we are those men that can be saved from it, from the destruction.
We already got the picture. You gotta let it watch. You gotta sit back and watch it play out.
It's rigged. It's rigged. It's fixed. It's a fixed fight.
The fix is in.
It's a balance with everything now. So even though we have the victory, what's our way to actually obtain it? You got to go through the trials. You got to go through the fire. You got to catch that bread of adversity. You got to go through Jacob's trouble. Like it's rigged, but you still got to do your part to have that secret formula.
Give diligence if the calling election be short.
What good is having cheat codes if you're not going to play all the way through the game?
Right, it's not gonna use it, right.
You're going to play all the way through the game using those cheat codes. Then you got to see the whole thing play out, and then you saw the end.
And when you get to the last level, you ain't gonna abandon the cheat code, right? You
go back to regular.
Yeah, you gonna go back. Well, you know what? I think I can beat it myself. Nah, hell no.
You didn't have no practice going the whole way through it.
Yeah.
To get to that point. Like, and no, for you older heads from the 80s, where Mike Tyson's punch out. You put the code in, you fight Tyson with the code. But you ain't practiced on King Hippo and all the other guys, and Piston Hunter. You ain't fought those guys yet. You got warmed up to know how to play the game. You can't go right to Tyson, the first fight you ever fight. But you need that cheat code in the practice of the tribulation, which is the practice.
The cheat code is truth. The cheat code is the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Prophecy, knowing the name.
You're not gonna appreciate the game if you skip through the storyline. You got to understand the process that character went through, and in order to enjoy it. That's like a movie. Nobody just want to see the last one of the boss without knowing what happened to the character, why he got those superpowers, how he got them. You know, you want to know what the build up, man.
Yeah,
That's what a real movie is.
yeah. Like Esau's wickedness. It's like Esau's wickedness, like the scripture says, is reached up to the heavens, it reached up to the house shine, Yahweh. So we're seeing how Esau we're seeing his wickedness increase, just like the movie. You know? He might not have been as wicked before, he always been wicked though. But his wickedness is just like over the fucking top, man. While he's, changing, allowing kids to change their genders and
but not allowing
it can't. And if you don't, and looking at you sideways or calling you, saying you're anti-gay, because you're not for it, you know.
When he went like this, he's scared what could happen to him. He's gonna lose that Gatorade money, gonna lose all his endorsements that he still got.
He's gonna lose everything.
That NBA money no more. So he's gonna lose all them endorsements and all that other money if he speaks out against it.
And they try to, I don't want to talk, but they're trying to say that they said his son knew he was like that since he was 3. But they show pictures with him with his real mom, and he was doing all boy shit, playing basketball, and looked like a boy. And then you get with this damn witch, Gabrielle Union, and got going to hormone parades and shit, man. It's just a fucking bugged out society, man.
I'm gonna keep reading.
You see how Jake got to that? You see how Jake get to that? It progresses to that.
Yeah.
It doesn't start like that. Jake, they like the Apostle Tar, everything has been in the character to them.
There wasn't that point like this, the homo stuff in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, kinda, but and then in 2000, forget about it, man. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Once you crossed over, once the skinny jeans popped up,
Oh man.
it's a wrap.
Yeah, I got something. Y'all brothers talking about the cheat codes. 2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 25 to point is 26. And therefore Ezra, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are the full things. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens, which I have told thee, shall come to pass.
Those tokens are proper.
And the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen that now is withdrawn from the earth. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. 2nd Ezra 7 and 26. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass.
That sounds like 2nd Ezra 9, right? The prophecy.
Measure the time diligently.
Yeah, in itself, because you'll see the prophecy, basically. Continue on.
And the bride shall appear, and
Right, the elect. The elect is going to wake up and be popping up, edifying and teaching on the streets. Okay? Because the 2/3 don't get to come to the marriage. They ain't dressed. They don't get to put on the glorious garments. All right, go ahead.
and she coming forth shall be seen that now is withdrawn from the earth.
Coming out to see the elect people. Well,
And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders.
and whoever delivered those chosen, those elect, shall see, what did he say? To escape those evils and see his what?
Evil, foresaid evil shall see my wonders.
To see his wonders. The glory of the Heavenly Father. When he sends the house side back. The glory of this wisdom being manifested and protecting us with it. The glory of the chariots. The glory of getting beamed up into the chariots. And then the glory of his bodies as well. Okay? That's something glorious to see. Especially to be a part of that. Because now their exclusivity is what makes it so special. Because you think about it. If you had, I use a common something today. If you're a man, but you get to participate against women,
and knowing that you're physically bigger, faster, and stronger, you're going to dominate. But it's the same thing with spiritual power. You have to fucking give us. Right? We're going to go against regular, ordinary people. It's not going to be a fair fight. Right? That's the power that has to fall.
Really, it's not fair now. Right, because we got the cheap over it's being able to have the understanding gives us an advantage over everybody in the world now.
You can see it working, right?
Hey, that's why, what's that, Isaiah 28, it talks about, this is the refreshing.
Yeah.
Basically, the Lord made it to where, we can ease through this thing, even though it's going to be difficult. But with Yahweh Shai, it's kind of like, the Lord he's kind of lightening the burden for us to make it through. Hey, he told, he told his disciples, be of good cheer. In the world you shall have tribulation, but hey, be of good cheer. I overcame the world. So basically, I won so that you can already win.
I was the example.
I was that example.
And I beat the last enemy.
Count it all joy when you are brought to
Lowest stake.
Lowest stake, huh?
Hey, and I did a lesson on how, when the different men that went through their trials, some of the men that were faced with death, the Lord made it easy for them because right as they were getting persecuted or tormented, the Lord gave them the Comforter. The Comforter was basically the divine strength to be able to undergo the pain and the humiliation of their trial. Like you read about with Antipas, when they put him in the brazen bull, they were tripping off of how they wasn't hearing those screams of the echo coming through the nose of the bull. There's normally a person up in that bull, like they put the fire up under it, and you start to see the smoke come out the nose of the bull. Normally you would hear somebody screaming in agony, and that voice would echo through it would echo out, and basically you'd be able to hear it. It would basically appear like the bull is actually alive.
Because the smoke come out of the nose.
The smoke would come out the nose, and you would hear the sound.
Yeah.
But when Antipas was in there, they noticed it was silence. Basically, all they heard was him praying. So really, it was like the Lord put the spirit on him to not even he probably didn't even feel the purpose. Like he was getting roasted.
I was also going to say the Maccabees brother, man. They went through that too. It was like, what do you want us to tell us? We ain't got nothing to tell you, man. It's still going down. It's still the devil. Take my tongue and cut it out. Now what?
I'm still gonna get resurrected.
We're gonna get resurrected. You still gotta go down.
Hey, basically taunting them like, hey, we already won.
Yeah.
You could kill this body right now, but we still already got the victory.
And that's why I love those Star Wars movies. What did Obi-Wan tell Darth Vader? And I would become more powerful.
Yeah. Make me a martyr, baby.
I will become more powerful than you could ever imagine.
Man, you become a legend. You become, you leave a legacy behind.
Because he died, he was speaking directly to Luke now, who spoke to his father to change to fulfill the prophecy of Anakin or Darth Vader taking down the Emperor.
Hey, the Comforter, that's a cheat code, man.
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit, we need that.
Faith is a cheat code because everyone don't got it. It says in Ephesians.
That's a gift.
Everyone don't got faith. Everyone go through shit, but everyone don't got faith of Yahweh Shai to get through it. Most people that go through the stuff that the men of the Lord go through, they'll break down and no, the men of the Lord, man, we want to stay firm in this truth. We want to endure to the end. Lord willing, we be part of the elect.
And the things that the common things that we go through, that all brothers go through, is really light in comparison to, Jacob's trouble. That's when we're really going to be tested.
Yeah.
Those of us that's meant to make it, the Lord's going to make sure that He gives the Comforter to those men to be able to get through it.
I got to agree.
Like when Yahushua told his disciples, don't think about what you're going to say.
Oh, yeah.
In that hour, you're going to be brought before kings and governors, for my sake. Don't worry about, what you shall say in that hour. It is the Lord that, the Heavenly Father that's going to, put it into what to speak. So let the Spirit do the talking. And then, if you have to be one of those brothers that might get beheaded, you might have to go into that guillotine. That's just gonna be just for a little while, man. That's gonna be
That's
gonna be quick and easy.
I got a couple.
You might not even feel the bleed when it hits you.
That's worse case scenario.
4:17. Go with it. I had it too. Go.
First, 2 Corinthians 4:17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding
Zip it up, bro.
eternal in the glory. And we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal.
It's simple, man. Temporary. Man, what about the temporary? These bodies are meant to be the change of darkness. They're meant to get messed up.
Yeah, we die of everything.
Yeah, we die daily. In some way, shape, or form, right? But our spirit is renewed daily also.
Being strengthened.
Romans 8:18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
But the sufferings are not to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in us.
Hey, because, like the brother was saying, man, the things that we're going through now, hey, this is minute. We're talking about an everlasting kingdom. We're talking about a kingdom. So we're working for something that's never ending. We're working for a legacy that won't be tarnished. Hey, the scriptures tell you what? That precious name is better than life. It's like a good name rather than precious name.
I got to agree. It's Revelations 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
How is he going to keep you from the hour of temptation? He's going to keep you from it by making it easy for you to get through it. Like it says in that 1 Corinthians 10:13, there have no temptation taken you, that which is common unto men. But he will find a way for you to escape. That you may be able to bear it.
Yeah.
So hey, when the mark of the beast, when the trick is presented, you're gonna be comforted in that moment. You're gonna be like, man, I know this is. Once I denounce this and I get my head chopped off, I'm about to get the crown of life. So it's gonna be simple for you to just reject it in that day. So you're gonna have faith.
You're gonna remember the scriptures. What do the scriptures say? He that shall lose his life for my sake shall gain it. Eternal. So, man, not just that scriptures, but
truth unto death, the Lord shall fight for thee.
all the scriptures that we go through and precepts are going to go through your head. If the Lord has the Spirit on you in that time to know, like, man, shit, we got the victory. We got this. Yeah, go ahead, chop my head off. Kill my family. We're going to get the kingdom after this.
Hey, you're gonna come back after this.
God, you're going to get everything that you lost and some. I was at 100-fold.
The Maccabees knew that they would get their revenge another life.
Hey, that's Second Maccabees 7. I want to say it's like around 14 years. Second Maccabees 7 and 14.
Second Maccabees 7 and 14. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good, being put to death by men, to look for hope from the Most High to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life.
And we got the victory.
In other words, you're going to be a part of those nations, that's going to basically be of the second death.
Right.
When you read in Revelation 20th chapter, it talks about those that didn't, that basically didn't.
At the beginning of the chapter?
Yeah.
They were dead.
They lived not again until
1,000 years.
Yeah. You know, these were not a part of the first resurrection. You know, they're not going to be a part of the first resurrection. But all the men who died in the Lord, they're going to be part of the first resurrection. They're going to walk into the kingdom. But with palms in their hand, with crowns on their head. Okay? Bunch of winners, man. Okay? Who was reading?
Matthew 7.
Yeah, that was the point. Yeah, and I was gonna have somebody get the account of Stephen towards the end, because if you notice, as the spirit was on him and he was basically cussing them out, and they was getting cut to the heart. So when they started to stone him, you could tell that the spirit immediately was comforting him to where he was able to endure, all those stones hitting him, because he looked up and was just like, as there was probably big ass stones hitting him in the face and the head, painful, man. But as that was happening, he just looked up. And he saw, what did he see? Who did he see?
Yeah.
That comforted him right there in that moment.
How much more comfort can you have to see the Most High and His Son?
Knowing what Yahweh Shai went through.
Man.
So he was comforted even in that time of adversity.
It's Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
That's why Yahweh Shai said, in your patience possession your souls. This thing is just for a moment. It's just for a moment. You got the spirit, right? You got you can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengthen you, right? Come on.
Believe that. How much do you believe that?
Come on. Lift up the weak hands and feeble knees, man. That was.
I got the step.
Go ahead.
This is Acts chapter 7, verse 55. Matter of fact, 54, I'll start up there. It says, when they heard these things, they were cut to the heart, and they gnashed on him with their teeth. And he, being full of the Holy Ghost, looked up steadfastly unto heaven and saw the glory of the Most High, and Yahweh Shai standing on the right hand of the Most High, and said, behold, I see the heavens open and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of the Most High Yahweh. And then they cried out with a loud voice and stopped their ears and ran upon him with one accord, and cast him out of the city and stoned him. And the witness laid down their clothes at a young man's feet, whose name was Saul. That's how Saul had to go to the leader, became Paul, go to the leader because he could persecute the prophets. It says, and they stoned Stephen, Stephen calling upon the Most High and saying, Lord Yahweh Shai, receive my spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin tonight in their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep. And he went back to his spirit. Still went back to his spirit.
So the Lord gave him comfort to be able to see the glory, right then in that moment.
And he didn't say, kill these niggas, this shit hurt. He said, lay not this cried out, laid out this charge to the sin to their charge.
Hey, that was the same humility that Yahweh Shai had.
Right.
They know not what they do. They know not what they do, man. Yeah. Hey, Apostle Paul was there. Yeah. He was right there. He gave the charge like he was, you know, he had a rank. So they were like, hey, stone him, you know.
That's why when Apostle Paul came amongst the other disciples, they was kind of weary to like,
yeah, this
man,
dude was killing people in the church.
They didn't want to deal with him at first, man.
He ended up paying for it. He came into the ministry, the Lord woke him up. He caught the most hell, man. He caught the most hell.
Shipwreck.
He said, because
Bit by
I've done
snakes
so
and
much
shit.
bad, I've done so much against the prophets, I got the hardest job to deal with in this thing. You know? I gotta go wake up the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners, you know, and all this other shit happens. A whole lot of shit happens.
Second Corinthians 1:3. Let's be the Most High.
I like it, bro. So messed up, bro.
Second Corinthians
Drink some water, bro.
Second Corinthians
2 Corinthians 1 and start at verse
2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 3. Blessed be the Most High, even the Father of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, the Father of mercies and the Most High of all comfort, who comfort us in all our tribulation.
What?
Who comforted us in all our tribulation.
He comforts us in all our tribulation, man. Hey, he does that so that you endure it, that you able to bear it, man. That's why he said, my yoke is my burden is light and my yoke is easy. The Lord makes it easy for us, man. So if this burden is too much for you and the Lord made it easy for you, that means that your strength is totally weak, man. You know? That means that your strength is very small, man. Hey, give me that in Proverbs 24 and 10. You know? Because the Lord, he's making us like soldiers, man. A soldier is supposed to, you know, they're supposed to be hard, you know? Endure all hardness like a good soldier.
I got it for you.
Proverbs 24 and 10.
I got it. Proverbs 24 and 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Con. You know? So that's why it really is like spiritual exercise. You gotta build that spiritual strength up, man. Hey, when the Lord put us through these tribulations, it's so that you can gain experience in it, so that your spirit be accustomed to it, and once you become accustomed to it, it's like a cakewalk.
Yeah. Oh man, I done been this, I done been certain brothers have been homeless, man. You know, certain brothers have been without meals. And for what? Certain brothers have been late or getting out money for rent or what? The Lord brought them through that, man. You know, it's just like, hey man, the Lord brought them through this before. It's just another obstacle. It's for you to get off of it.
What does that build?
It builds your character, man. And it builds your spirit.
Build your faith.
And your faith.
Hey, Romans 5. Romans 5.
I got it for you.
But there was more than a second. Finish that and you can get that in.
Back in 2 Corinthians 1 and 4, who comfort us in all our tribulations, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of the Most High. For as the suffering of Hamashiach abound in us, so our consolation also abounded by Hamashiach. And
consolation means comfort. Basically, it was like Apostle Paul was giving them encouraging words, like, you see the hell that I'm catching? Hey, I do this, but you see I'm still here. Yeah, I wasn't able to make it to you, but I'm writing this letter so you can know. And it's me, and we're making progress. And whatever hell that you catch, hey, look to me to see what I have to go through just to, you know, get this truth to you. You know, to wake you up, to build you up. We do this to comfort each other, man. Brothers catch hell just so they can comfort other brothers. Hey, brother, I went through this before, bro. I can don't even trip. I already, hey, you know, you feel comfortable. You feel comfortable because he went through it. You know, and he can help you, you know, get through it, man.
This is what works for me.
Hey, the scriptures say, bear you one another's burdens.
Exactly, man. Because it also says that in what's that, 1 Peter? I think it's like 1 Peter 5, where it says, knowing the afflictions that are accomplished in our brethren. You know?
I was going to quote the other one. I don't know if you have more of that. I was going to quote the other one. It said that things are written before time and written for our learning.
I think it's 1 Peter, 1 Peter 5 and 9. It says, "Whom resist steadfast in the faith," talking about, you know, basically resisting the devil, right? It says, "Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world." So all brothers are going through different things. You know, you ain't the only brother that's, you know, you broke. You know, you falling on hard times financially. You ain't the only brother that's dealing with woman problems.
They're done.
You know?
And to have that mind state is a selfish mind state, man.
Think you don't
That woe is me spirit.
You're done, bro. You're done. You know? Hey, 'cause
That's weak, man. That's hella weak, man. You know, think about the bigger picture, man. Think about the body.
You always think about, you think about yourself, it's always a brother that's going through something worse, 10 times worse than you. They got the same problem as you, and they got health ailments. You know? All kind of shit, man. So, yeah, we all catching hell.
Because everybody gets their health according to their measure of faith. You gotta get tried. You got a heavy dose of faith. Guess what? You got a heavy burden of tribulation that you gotta deal with. You know?
And wasn't there a brother that was sick unto death? I think his name was Epaphroditus or something like that. He started with an E. You know, I think it was either him or Onesimus. I think it was one of the two. But one of them, they were sick unto death. But guess what? He still was going, man. He still, you know, supported the ministry, man. He was on fire unto death, man. Nigh unto death. You got examples of that even in the truth. When you got certain brothers, you know, they so sickly that they can't even go out there and speak. But every once in a while, they still go out there and speak, man. Even going against their conditions, man. Hey, present your body as a living sacrifice. The Lord honors that, man. But that was it in 2 Corinthians, first chapter. You read verse 5.
Verse 5, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Get that in Romans. Unless you have a
2 Corinthians chapter 11, start with verse 23. Are they ministers of the Hawashai? I speak as a fool. I am poor in labors more abundant, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequent, in deaths often, five times received dying. Five times received dying, 40 stripes, save once. Thrice was I beaten with rods, once was I stoned, thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day have I been in the deep.
Hey, on this side, we get into car accidents.
Yeah,
Paul talking about some, hey, I was stranded on the ship.
I was in the deep.
Stranded in the water.
In the water, man.
Tread.
They had to paddle to the shore and shit, man.
Tread water so you can make it to the shore. You know,
Hey, he said, and death's often. Is that what he said?
He said it already.
You said it? You said that? I think he said something about like in death. 23rd verse.
Yeah, in deaths often.
Bro,
Often.
how many brothers up here can say they died before?
Right. Hey, he did. Hey,
Remember that
Paul
one
did.
bug out?
He
Remember that one bug out on the strip? Said he could take his
astral projection.
yeah.
Zimbabwe cat. I was like, bro. I was like, I'll put him to the test. I was like, hey, bro, hold your breath right now. don't breathe.
Ain't no, like you said, bro, ain't no brothers going through that.
Hell no.
Died multiple times.
Verse 26. And journeying often, and in the ancient world, like now, you get in a car wreck, you die. It's a lot safer now. Then you go on a journey, you leave, you run into a bear out there, you run into lions, killer animals, sicknesses, anything, snakes, anything can catch you. Just because you left the village or where the town is. It says, in journeying often, in perils of water, in perils of robbers, in perils of my own countrymen, in perils by the heathen, everybody out there.
Think about it. He got to deal with the Romans. You know what I'm saying? He got to, now speak Greek. You know, like everywhere he went, he had to use wisdom.
Yeah. Even when he was in the Acts 26 chapter, when he was talking to Agrippa.
He had to use wisdom. He used subtlety. Because it was danger everywhere he went. When you take on the testimony, hey, you got that. What comes with that testimony? It comes a target.
Yeah.
You know.
Get tested. The testes get tested.
Yeah.
You know.
What comes with that burden, man? That's what comes with that, man. You know.
Two things Tony Montana say. The only thing I got in the world, my bones and my word. His testimony is tested.
That's it.
I don't break them for no one. It says, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness.
And every brother is not going to have the same level of strength. You're going to have certain brothers that are weaker than others.
Right.
That's why the Lord's not going to, if there's a certain brother that's a little weaker, the Lord's not going to put you through heavier shit, you know?
That's that 1 Corinthians 10.
You know, if I can say too, what's heavy about that, if you're a stronger brother, you gotta exercise that spirit of strength. You gotta be that example of strength. You know what I'm saying? You catch down, and of course you're gonna have your moments where you gotta confide in a brother and talk to your woman and get it out. But like, if their brother is his life is to suffer, and yours is to suffer as well, but to do it in a stronger manner, you gotta carry that.
You have to carry a little bit of his burden as well. You got to stick. Exactly right. It says, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren, in weariness and weariness and faithfulness, in hunger and thirst, in fasting often, in cold and nakedness.
That's a life of, that's
everything.
There's no,
Everything's against it.
That's the straight gate all
That's
the way.
good. Only person with the more sound like is your outside. Who else?
And Paul was basically teaching them, like, hey, you can go through the straight gate too. He's teaching them, like, hey, I'm going. This is my walk through the straight gate. These are examples that I'm dealing with. But hey, you can get through it too, man. He's giving them comfort.
Right. Exactly
this is what I came through, and I'm still here. You know? That's why I be tripping, like, when guys come into this thing, man, and they get to complaining about shit. Like, dude, you ain't really went through shit, man.
Right.
We still eat, we still drink, you know.
Hey,
we
still running water.
Come on, bro.
The words of a wise man, they still running water.
I quit.
Like, nigga, this shit.
You weak ass
man. Really be good. Really be.
Bro.
Let me go to Romans 5. Romans 5:1, it says, therefore being justified by faith, we have peace with the Most High Yahweh through our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of the Most High Yahweh. It says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations also.
Glory.
Yeah. What it said first Peter? Because knowing that we are partakers of his sufferings as well.
Yeah.
No?
It's a badge of honor. Really being able to go through Babylon and take the brunts and the hits, all the highs and lows, ups and downs. It's a badge of honor because you understand that we're walking in the footsteps of great men who did the same thing. Even of course the ancient accounts, even like the men like the apostles, the elders, other brothers in other camps, it's like, man, we all walking to that same drum. Is to catch hell because we in this world but we're not of this world.
You're like, grandfather, you grew up in Babylon? Like, like, wow. Yeah, we're in Babylon. And what is like in faces? I'm right here, old-fashioned born, right in the heart of Zion. Right?
And if you think about it, this straight gate, this narrow path that we're walking, it's like Yahweh Shai created. He created that narrow pathway. He set the perimeters. He started it. He went through it first, and then when he got to the other side, got the victory. He said, "Now y'all come
follow my footsteps.
Follow through. That's why he's known as the author and finisher of our faith. He's doing it for us."
I'm gonna read verse 2 again. Right here. It says, "By whom also we have access by faith into this grace wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of the Most High." Because he actually got the outside, he got that glory. He walked all the way through and got the glory already. And not only so, but we glory in tribulation also, knowing that tribulation works patience, and patience experience, and experience.
So you gotta break that down slower. There's some words right there.
All right. I want to sow the pattern. I'll go back and read it. Right. Verse 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulation also.
Troubles.
Yep.
So basically afflictions, man. Dealing with mental and physical grief.
It says, knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Patience is what? Suffering.
Then what? What the suffering? Then trouble. Right? It says, in patience, experience. Once you know that you've been through the suffering, you know that you can go through it. I've been through some shit like Paul. You've been through some shit already. I've been through some shit.
Experience means to try. It means to try out. Each tribulation period is a trial moment. You're being tried on how you're going to react to it. You're going to use how are you going to use your wisdom to make it through. Are you going to you're going to have that solution oriented spirit, that mindset. I'm gonna come up with a solution. I think I can handle this, man.
Yeah, because what's gonna happen to the two thirds? They're gonna bug out. They're gonna panic and they're gonna, It's like when you get dropped into the ocean, right? You're in the deep or whatever, right? The more you kick and scream or quicksand, the more you kick and scream, the faster you sink.
Exactly.
But if you still yourself and get calm, you kind of pause right there. You can figure out.
And that's the difference of being led by the spirit and not by the flesh.
Right. Flesh gonna make you panic. Panic, it's a wrap. Hey, if you're underwater, you panic underwater, you run out of breath faster.
Exactly.
So,
you in water, you really ain't got to do shit. You just lay back.
You relax. If you relax and breathe normally,
you float.
You will float.
You float, man. Literally.
But that's what people are nervous.
Now you sinking.
Your body starts tilting and all that. The more you relax, the more reckless your body becomes. More you relax. It says, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience hope.
Which is what to expect. Now you know what to expect because you done tried it out already. You done been through it already. So now you know, based on what you didn't expect, based on your experience, now you can show other brothers, you know, what to expect because you went through it already. You know, and I done dealt with these many women. I know how they are. You have to trust me on this. This is how you deal. You know what I'm saying? Don't deal with her because I've been with that type. Solomon tried 1,000 women.
Yeah, he did a thorough study. He did a thorough study of men and women.
You got guys like Alpha Male Strategies and Black Ram and different dudes giving you game on these women, but
So
hey,
you don't have to go.
Solomon was the first. He give you the ultimate game, you know, which really that's Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, he's coming about your book. The book gives you the blueprint on how these women are, man. You know. So when you live with women, you already know what to expect. You know. You gonna hey, Apostle Paul knew, and he really he didn't deal with women, but he knew the nature of women based on this what the scriptures say. I'd rather that you not have one, man. But if you do, you ain't going off, but you gonna have trouble. You know, like that nigga D Wade, she put hell on that nigga. That nigga is not happy with her. That nigga is not happy.
But he trapped. Because I mean, he has a, you know, an ideal Babylonian lifestyle. Nigga played in the NBA, went to college, got the bag, got the family, you know, his son growing up, everything. Yeah, but it all came for the cost. It all came with you being with a wicked ass demon, and this world, this society that turned your son into a freak show.
I heard that Gatorade commercial.
Oh, man, he did that.
Yeah, I heard it on the radio. I wasn't sure that was him. That's how bad it's.
What happened? Died, right?
The one where they're competing.
Him and her?
Him and her competing. And she basically kicked his ass on the commercial. She beat him and said, I need a break, hold on. And the commercial, the audio commercial, like the radio commercials work. There's no, you can't see him doing shit. So they're talking to you. It's worse, man.
That's the price he had to pay. He's gonna live it up. That's his but that's his consolation. His consolation is he has to just put his nuts on the table and let them walk off with it. He has no testimony. He got no nuts. He can't stand for nothing except to be a puppet.
How much you gonna pay me to do this?
And so it's going.
It's that moment. How much you gonna pay me to do this?
And you know his peers, even the ones in the NBA, is like looking at him like bro, this is gonna let this. That's how you gonna do your son? You gonna give your son over to that? And I know they looking at the people in the NBA, they can't speak out about it, but they looking if they see it's like I ain't gonna let this shit happen to my station.
Look at Magic Johnson, kid.
Yeah.
That man was a player from the Himalaya, right? He had all the women. He got the age bias, whatever happened to him. What? Now look at this son of big ass. Yeah. Big window. She tell me, right? It says, let me get him back, man. It says, that's what it's funny. Velvet cake. It says,
velvet cake ass.
Make it not ashamed. Why not? That you on the low. You know, it don't make you ashamed because you know you can make it through it. Right? It says, because the love of the Most High Yahweh is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us. For when we were yet without strength,
because that's what helps give you comfort. Is the Holy Spirit. Because like the brother said earlier, you understand why what's happening to you is happening to you. You understand. You crashing to hell to Lord willing, punch your ticket to a chariot. You understand it. You understand why the two birds and Jake and all these people are bugging out. You understand why these demonic forces and demons are magnified and getting to an insane level. And you understand that the culmination and ending of that is for all this shit to be destroyed.
you know you fucked up somewhere down the line. This ain't gonna be an easy cakewalk right into the kingdom of heaven. Whether you're 2/3 or not, it's gonna be easy to know. I got that. Look what he's holding. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3, and I'm gonna read down to 10. And it reads, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach.
Power was dead.
No man that warreth entangles himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who has chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is he not crowned except he strive lawfully. The husband man that laboreth must be first partakers of the fruits. Consider what I say, and the Lord give thee understanding in all things. Remember that Yahushua of the seed of David was raised from the dead according to my gospel, wherein I suffered trouble as an evildoer, even unto bonds, but the word of the Most High is not bound. Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sakes, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Mashiach Yahushua with eternal glory."
Hey, he laid it down in that letter, man. You know, I do this for you, man. You elect. You know, I might catch all this hell, I might be bound, but the word ain't bound. This word is going forth, man. It's going, hey, like Yahushua said, man, this word must be preached, you know, throughout all the earth, and then shall the end come. Yeah. So he endured it, man. That's why you gotta be a soldier to endure it. We're part of an army, man. Spiritual. Once you get called into this thing, you've been enlisted. Okay? You've been enlisted into the Lord's spiritual army. And this is the tabernacle of David. We still got, you know, more building to do. And the church, the Lord, you know, left the foundation, and he also left us the tools.
Third temple.
And we make up the temple, so we're constantly building, man. We're gonna be building through, you know, all type of crazy wild weather patterns, and, you know, you get what they call them when you go to a job and you gotta be taught like safety rules. Man. So there's certain hazards, you know, when you know, building up something, man. You know. So hey, even in this truth, in this ministry, building up this house, it's gonna be some hazards that's gonna come with it.
Somebody to grab Matthew.
They're reminding me when you know, when we were building the physical temple with the swords in our hands.
Oh yeah.
We're doing the same
We
thing
got the
now.
trumpet and
Rebuilding it,
and the sword in the other.
We're doing the same thing now, man. You know, we're building this, but we're also, while we're teaching, the Most High is allowing, you know, allowing us to be filled with the Spirit of God. And we're still fighting, man. We're fighting as we're building now, man. You know?
Yeah, this is This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 30. And it says, "And why stand we in jeopardy every hour?" We stand in jeopardy every hour. Hey, us standing out here right now, right? We stand on this hard-ass pavement right here on the basically the biggest street in the state. All right, all this traffic, a drunk motherfucker can drive up on the curb and run us down. We getting sprayed with chemtrails constantly. You know, law enforcement passing through. Anybody can walk up and put hands on us because they emotional about what we're teaching. You know, that's what comes with, you know, building. Man.
Hey, because to build a skyscraper, right? To fall off that
it'd be deaths.
Yeah.
People die. There's casualties.
Yo, these casinos out here.
I was just gonna
People
say.
die
Yeah.
all the
I
time.
was just gonna bring up people there.
Yeah.
People down. It called flyers. Back in them times, to build up that hoop down, people died. And they just kept going right over. Well, they expected it though. They expected that they would be counted to collateral damage, so to speak.
Hey, you know what? And then most people who died, they probably weren't taking heed to the beginning, process. Like the brother said, like the training, initiation. Like you gotta understand, like most of them, they didn't just die. Like they died because they did something wrong. That's why when you saw him just falling, like, well, I guess he ain't have his harness strapped in right, you know. This is Matthew 13 and 19.
So like the brother was saying, when you come into this thing, there's danger. Because what if you're not of the elect? You give people more stripes, right? It's worse. You can fall out and shit can happen to you, and more tribulation can come. Watch what it says.
Matthew 13 and 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart.
And that don't mean just because we had camp religion, like we see a good example of it all the time. But it's a lot of times where when you first get it, everybody you know that you're trying to get the full understanding, you learn it, you're like, damn, I know this little bit. Here come all your homeboys from the world, your mama, your granny, your daddy, everybody show up to talk you out of what you're trying to get into. They're trying to pull it. It look like you about to, where you going? What you packing up for? You leaving? You leaving the world? No, you can't leave. You still have earth. Okay? It didn't land in the proper spot. See, didn't go the proper way. Something could easily uproot it.
Verse 20. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy received it, yet hath he not root in himself.
And he didn't build a strong foundation. He didn't do well on the training that led up to this job. All right?
But dureth for a while.
But he endured the little bit that he could deal with. It's like you go to school. The first quarter is review. The second one is introducing things that you kind of went over, but just the next stage. But by the third semester, there's new shit going on that you've never seen before. The level jumped up and it got a lot harder. Yeah. That's when everybody's grades start falling off. Right then was the new thing. And then the last is a test of everything that you know, and a little bit in the future that you might end up to see if you know the next level is a step ahead. But that's the same thing with this. If you didn't have a good root, how are you supposed to pass geometry if your addition and subtraction is off? If your multiplication and division is off? Okay? I use the math analogy on purpose.
For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended.
And they're going to happen, and that's going to happen. That's why we just read that in Romans the 5th chapter. Because you're going to have something that's going to try you. You won't be tried in this thing. There's no easy. The straight gate is the difficult way, right? It's not the broad way that's just nice and easy and everybody can go that way. No, man, you got to go through the difficult trials. Or you're not on the right path. You got to examine ourselves daily without being afraid. You got to go.
Verse 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word.
These are three tribulations that can come upon you and try you to see if you be in the faith. You got it?
And the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful.
The scary part is this: if somebody, you win the lottery tomorrow, you still be in the truth the same way with the same fervent spirit. You gonna give your full 10% of that bag that you got? Start thinking about all these things on how you know.
There were people, there was examples in there. Was it Ananias and Sapphira that held back? You know, that's an example in the scripture because that's how Jake get in.
Your woman might, she ain't think, your woman, especially if she's not in the truth, she gonna be thinking like, no, that money is coming to us. Like, we finna go spend that. We finna take me out to Dubai or fucking, you finna go on a cruise.
Cheddar biscuits.
It's about the spirit told me we were gonna get that money too.
Maybe God just blessed us. You know?
You gonna do it right now?
God just blessed us.
See how you gonna do it. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta be aware of those things. You know? Some of these blessings that look like blessings that need to be tried. See how you do it.
That 501c3 charter?
Oh yeah.
That kind of falls into that category.
Oh yeah.
You do become unfruitful when you can't teach the whole truth because you got that muscle. You got that Lyndon B. Johnson muscle. You know? You become unfruitful, man. You know? Then you become, you one of those men who are settled on their knees, man. Whenever you see Johanna, when y'all see Johanna out there in the street?
I seen him on Christ the last time I seen him.
You know? They ain't even out there on the front line, man. Because they eat.
And he's comforted by the wrong spirit.
Choke the word and you become unfruitful, man. Now you teaching all type of craziness, you know, and you real reckless with it. Somebody like that, you can tell like either it is a demonic influence, but a lot of it is also because that person is like, man, I got paid. I got paid. You know, hirelings, man.
Matthew 13:23. But he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth fruit, some in 100-fold, some 60, some 30.
I mean that this individual, he put in the labor. He put in the work, man. He wasn't worrying about riches. He wasn't worrying about riches. Okay? He wasn't worrying about tribulations. He wasn't worried about car trouble. He wasn't worried about whether his boss is gonna see him out there on the street. Or people, childhood friends might walk by and happen to see him dressed in a garment. He wasn't concerned about that. He was concerned about forwarding the word of gospel for the building up of the Lord's house. Okay?
That's the spirit.
That's being productive, man. Being able to put in his work and not let anything, stop you in the process, man.
I'll make a quick comment about this, having on these sackcloth garments, right? Because you ain't gonna mess up the best clothes, right? You don't have a garment on that you can put work in that you don't mind if it get dirty. For one, because if you see somebody that know you, like right now, people walk by, they just kind of half-ass glance. But we had all the breastplate and the beautiful cummerbund,
girdle.
we got all of that, and the gold fringes, and we had all that going on, the Dimitri and all that, we had all that on. Everybody would walk by looking at all that, up like, damn,
looking all majestic and shit.
They be up there marveling at us for our dollar. Versus just right, purple, but instead, we leave them no option but just to enjoy it, but it's listen to the word. Now the focal point of the way we teach is all about the word. We're not giving no energy to nothing but the word.
Yeah, your integrity is tested too.
Right. Are you gonna be humble? Because a lot of people struggle with it. Remember the one guy that came up? I hear what y'all saying, I like all that, but I can't rock with God. That's what your whole salvation is all left to. We hit that dude with a lot. That's what it's all down to. A cloth that you wear for a few hours teach a week, you know what I mean? Like, that's it.
So some guys, every weekend?
Right. On Saturday?
Saturday?
Come on, bro. You only get 2 days off, you know?
Bro, like my woman, bro, she tripping, bro. Like, I can't get one. Hey, Yahweh Shai, he said it though. He said, those that were bidding, they begin to make an excuse. Hey, what was that in Luke 14? Somebody be bidding. You ain't built for it, you gonna make excuses.
I got one in
If you didn't give root, like they said in that chapter, you didn't take root if your foundation wasn't built. You told him Luke 14. Oh, yeah, he was in it.
Spirit.
I don't know where you
That's at the end of what the days went, right?
Yeah.
It was up higher what you wanted.
make
Plus
excuses.
Yeah, sound like it made me 15.
Okay.
Luke 26, right?
Really, you can read all the way down. Really.
This is Luke. A certain man made a great supper and bade many.
That supper is a metaphor for this truth, this knowledge here. Gospel.
And sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuse.
Here it is, the Lord is coming to knock. On that the spiritual doorpost. You go to Revelation, the 2nd chapter, it talks about, the Lord come knocking and letting them in so he can come sup with you. And the Lord's trying to basically feed you. He got his table open, everything's prepared and ready for you to come and feast. And Jay like, nah, man, like, mom.
My stomach hurts.
2,000-year-old Yayan.
You know what I'm saying? Some good ass food. It ain't no GMO.
Fresh, nourishing.
It's fresh. You getting all your nutrients. You got it all laid out for you. And with Jake like, nah. I can't tip to that. Because what is Jake thinking about? He's thinking about being in the world. He still want to stick to the GMO food.
Awesome.
Yeah, he want to still eat TV dinners and shit.
The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it.
Hey, that's the cares of this life. That's the man that fell on thorns.
I think so.
Because I know the stony ground represents, the tribulation. You get offended by it, and then after that was with the
Boxing, and I go to prove them. I pray thee have me excused. And another said,
Jake want to go and start a business, so he can go and make some more money, so he can, watch his basket increase. He ain't worried about the cross of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, man.
and another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come.
Hey, I got me a woman, man.